we are going to see about the career opportunities. So maybe students are in first year, so they may feel what is the career opportunity for them in first year. So that's why career opportunity is nothing but it is what we I am going to talk today. So how you become going to become a successful engineer. So what measures you need to be take so that you can get a better career opportunities in future, and so that you can plan for this next 4 years. So this whatever my present today's my session, not only useful for the first year, even other students also, if any interesting students. That's why I inform other students also in our college, if they interested they can join this session. So we'll start now. So before going for that, maybe I need to introduce myself also, right? So career opportunities, how to become successful engineers. So I'm Dr. Syed Mujahed Hussaini. I'm a PhD in mechanical engineering, and also I've done postdoctoral research, so PDF, which is normally used to do after PhD. So I done PhD in HIT, Harbin Institute of Technology at Shenzhen, so which is at in China, near to Hong Kong. So this is one of the best university in the world. So if you take the world ranking, university ranking, it's almost under 200 rank. So I've done my PhD from BITS Pilani, one of the reputed institute in India, and MTech I've done from NIT Warangal. So I hope that NIT Warangal is one of the reputed in India and the most reputed institute in United Andhra Pradesh. And also I've done BE from Usmania University College of Engineering. I've done from University College of Engineering. So which university our college is affiliated. So I was previously I worked as a scientist. So I was worked in ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, which is come under Government of India, one of the important organization under Government of India. So they worked as a scientist engineer. Almost I worked 4 years there. So I was in a permanent position there. So I'm not in a contract position. I was a permanent position. So scientist position, this kind of organization, whether it's an Indian research organization or a defense research organization. So these organization, so whatever the scientists are there, those people are gazetted officers. So I was gazetted officer. So now I am not in ISRO. So, but previously I was gazetted officer. After that, I worked as a executive engineer in Sweden. So in Feveli Transport, which used to manufacture metro train. So metro train parts, the subcomponents they used to manufacture. I worked there in Sweden. So after that, I joined in BITS Pilani. I worked as a lecturer there. So almost I was associated with BITS Pilani. So more than 6 years. So to my credit, I have a 2 patents. So which is, I hope you know the patent. Patent means I need to have some rights on some specific products or specific services. So 2 patents have, and also I have 30 plus research papers, including in international conference and international journals. So I have international work experience in different countries and different continents. So I was worked in Sweden and also in France. So whatever I worked as a Feveli Transport. I worked in Sweden, but head office of this company was in France. So I was worked in both France as well as in Sweden. I also worked my postdoctoral research in China as well as in Hong Kong. So these countries I worked, and also I visited a number of countries for my research work, for my conference works, and some other works. But I worked in these 4 countries. So in addition to this, I have 4 plus startups into my credit. So I started 4 startups I started, which is in that I think one is successfully running, and 2 is in hibernation now. So maybe if come in future, maybe we can restart again. So I hope because I'm today, why I highlighted these things, because today I'm talking about how to become a successful engineer. So maybe you need to see my success rate also. So without success, I cannot teach anybody success, right? So that's why I saw this. This is maybe a little bit success. I can maybe I hope you can also tell that this is. I have some quite a small or whatever you can say, but little bit success is there in my career. So I hope I can eligible to talk on this topic, how to become a successful engineer. So it's coming to be our today's session. So what is engineering, right? So most of the students in this session is just entered into engineering. So maybe a few second year, third year students also may be there. But most of the students, whether it's a first year students or second year later entry students, so just they entered into engineering, especially for so graduation in engineering. Maybe diploma lateral students who's completed diploma, they maybe have almost some exposure is there about engineering. But student who's joined after intermediate, they don't have much awareness about engineering. But when you started working to get admission into engineering, I hope you come to know what is engineering, right? So I hope everybody know. So this is not a question. This is not interactive session. That's why I'm not asking you the question. But at the end of the session, I'm going to have interaction. Maybe you have any questions, you can ask me. You can post me the question. Since I'm going to answer the question. And my session, I'll wind up within 45 to 50 minutes, because my allotted time is 60 minutes. In that 45 to 50 minutes, I try to wind up my presentation, and after that 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to take your questions, especially from this session. So it's not a general questions from this session. Anything related to your career guidance, your future aspects, how to become a good engineer. So you can ask me. So after our three sessions, after completion of complete our today's session, after that again question answer will be there. So in that also, if any question answer I'm not able to answer here, maybe I'll try to be there answer in that session. So after 45 minutes, I request the host to give the permission to the participant, to the students. So based upon availability, so that they can ask the questions, or maybe they can write their questions also in the chat box, and I request the host to just please note down those questions, and at the end of the session, when question or session, maybe you can pose that question so that I can answer those questions. So first, it is my question. So what is engineering? So I hope all students are aware about engineering. So engineering is nothing but application of maths and physics, or nothing but maths and science, right? So engineering is application of maths with scientific principles for better design and create solution to real-time practical problems. So engineers are the people who's giving the solutions for any kind of problem in the world, on the earth, not only on the earth, even inside the earth, whatever the problems are there. So most of the solutions, most of the things is going to give by the engineers, by the application of these mathematics with blended with scientific principles. So whatever the things you're seeing, so whatever the you're seeing now, we are having a technology is developed. You are attending this session from your home, right? So when you're attending the session from your home, who's developed this one? So this, whatever the platform you're attending, Zoom, who's developed the system, whatever your systems, a laptop or maybe mobile phones, whatever you're using, who developed this? So all these developments has came from engineers only. So in this world, I can say that in this world, first creator is Almighty, and after Almighty, whatever the things you're seeing here. So that creation is completely by engineers. So maybe in my next slides, maybe you're going to see. So what is applications are? What is the creations of engineering? So engineers. So maybe you can see spacecraft. So I worked in ISRO. That's why I put first image is the spacecraft. So whatever the satellite is surrounding to Earth, and whatever the communication we are getting. So now you see communication is become very simple in our day-to-day life. So within seconds we are calling to our friends, our family members who are staying in USA, who is staying in other side of the Earth, other side of this planet. You are easily connecting. So how this is happening? So this is happening because of our telecommunication, the communication through the satellites. So satellites, who created the satellites? Who made the satellites? Who launched the satellites? Satellites is created, launched, and completely maintained by the engineers only. Nothing, nobody else is doing. So engineers only is doing. So which engineer? So every engineer's role is there in that. So we cannot separate any engineer. We cannot say that this is a communication, so electronic and communication engineer is done. It's a solid body, so it's made by a mechanical engineer. Or it having a structure, so it is designed by a civil engineer. We cannot separate. So every engineer's role is there in this application. So whatever I'm showing to you, every engineer's role is there in this. So maybe you can see the structures. So as I told you, in the earth, whatever is Almighty is created. So in that, whatever the extra thing is required, we created, right? So Almighty has created earth, He's created mountain, He created the forest. Now we created roads, we created communications. Whatever the roads we are using for comfort of our usage. So that is man-made, right? So it's made by, so which engineer? So people will tell that it's designed, it's made by the civil engineer, right? It's made by civil engineer, but civil engineers take a lot of help from others. So if you take whatever the machines are there for construction of these things, it's done by mechanical engineer, and whatever the designs has done, it is done by structural or architecture engineer. Similarly, whatever the computer support is required, now everything is computerized. So whatever the computer support is required is given by the computer science, and whatever the electronic devices are there, so that is given by the electronic engineer. So we cannot separate any engineering. Now, if you see in the world, whatever you're seeing, so every component, whatever the engineering component is made, not made by one particular engineer. So everybody's role is there in that. So similarly, if you take the farming, right, agriculture, a lot of vegetation is happening. So in last Tuesday, so why we having a ban? So because of this agriculture issue, right? So government has made some policies, that policies are not farmers are feeling that policies are not good. So they start agitating. So whatever the things are there. So agriculture is also one of the important factors. You see, because of agriculture, our complete nation is shut down. And 2 days back. So that much important is there in agriculture, right? So agriculture, we are getting whatever the food we are getting, whatever the things we are taking day to day. So a lot of things are coming from the agriculture. Maybe whatever whatever the clothes we are wearing is coming from the cotton, or maybe coming from the material, from the agriculture products only. So in that agriculture, whatever you're seeing, so agriculture, the technology, or maybe that earth is given by Almighty, and by the plants and these things are given by Almighty. But for them to making a more efficient agriculture scenario, to make it more simple, you see in this picture, you having a machine, agriculture machine is there. So machine is made by the engineer, right? It's not made by, it's not create, it's natural creation, right? It's artificially created by the man. So who made this? So these things are made by engineers, right? So similarly, you see, so marine application, petroleum extractions. So whatever the Almighty is created, I don't know, the resources, whatever the things Almighty is created, He hidden these Almighties, these treasures, some inside also. If you take in the mining, you're taking in the petroleum, so something is extracting from the ocean, some extracting, minings were extracting from the earth. So this, whatever the treasures, the whatever the treasures or resources, so Almighty is hidden or kept it somewhere inside. The extracting from them is coming from our mind. That is coming from the minds of engineers. If engineer is not there, just imagine we don't have the petroleum. Whatever the images you're seeing, these things may not be there, right? So in addition to this, not only this one, even if you take nowadays, artificial intelligence has become a phenomena. So we're having a specialization in artificial intelligence and machine learning. So this artificial intelligence is coming, is a creation of engineer only. So whatever we are thinking, whatever the Almighty is given to us, thinking power, the thinking power was not there to the machines, to the equipment, whatever using. So now we are introduced, engineers are introduced this artificial intelligence to our each and every equipment. So artificial intelligence is going to be dominate the future world. So whatever the equipment we have, whatever the things are there, if you introduce the artificial intelligence, then you see, so whatever the machines are there, if you introduce artificial intelligence in the machine, you not need any kind of manpower, man requirement is not there. So completely starting, stopping, taking care, everything will be taken care by by this machines, which is introduced, which is added by the artificial intelligence into them. So not only this one, so not only you see in this 4 pictures, which is engineering application, maybe you can see. So this, maybe I hope everybody know what is this. This is nothing but a human heart. So heart, what is the function of heart? So function of heart is nothing but supplying the blood to the complete part of the body. So in this, maybe you know, sometimes what happened as age grows, and the things will changes. What happened as the ages increases, 40 years or 50 years, we used to get some kind of medical problems we're going to face. So most important problem in India, especially in urban population. So maybe rural population it is very less, but urban population we used to have blood pressure is increases and heart affecting. So all these things are happening because of the blockage of the veins. So these veins, whatever the blockage is there, the veins blockage has to be clear. This clearance is done by stents. So you see in urban populations, almost 50%, if not 50%, maybe near about 50% of the urban population who is more than 50 years used to have these stents in their hearts. So maybe you can see in your family, if you take, especially in the urban people who say staying in the cities like Hyderabad cities, so definitely, so who's having crossing 50 years, maybe I can 50 years is maybe 60 years, who's crossed the 60 years, who is surviving. So definitely in out of two peoples, maybe one person used to have some kind of stent in their heart. So this stent is developed by whom? It's not developed by doctor, it's developed by the engineer. So engineer is developed and doctor is using it and keeping in the body of the patient, so that patient's problems can overcome. Whatever the blood issues, blood circulation is decreasing, whatever the blockage of blood is happening in the veins, so that can be nullifying, that can be removing. So if just imagine, if stunt is not made by the engineer, then how doctor can install stunt in the body? So that is the important of engineer. So you see in this image, in this slide, the whatever the images are you seeing, everything is created, developed by the engineers. With the whatever the thinking power is given by the Almighty. Definitely. So thinking power is required. Who can think, who can learn the thing properly and think properly. Those people just develop all these things. So coming to this scenario, for especially these are the applications, whatever the 6 you're seeing. So like this, you're having a lot of applications. You see in your surrounding, you see each and everything is created by the engineer. If it is not the man, earth, maybe whatever is earth is there in below in your foot, that is maybe created by Almighty. But on that, whatever the flooring we have, whatever the floor you're seeing, all these things are created by the engineer only, right? So creation or maybe ideas are engineers. So maybe that made by a workers or maybe manufactured by somebody else, but creation. So ideas are engineers only. So if you see the engineering scenarios in India, so we have very good number of engineering colleges are there. So engineering is one of the attractive career in India. So maybe you know you maybe you read the papers. Maybe now recently I come to know that even in pandemic, institute like IITs is offering very good packages to their graduates. So you know maybe you already come across the students who's passing out in good engineering colleges who get a placement. The companies are offering the packages somewhere about 1.5 crores, maybe 2 crores. Even it's in future it's going to be even higher. So this kind of packages you cannot see anybody. This package is offering to a person who's just graduating from their engineering. It's not like that who's experienced spent I think 5 years, 10 years, 15 years spent in the engineering, and then they're getting the package. No. So these packages, maybe you can see recently I come to know in IIT Kharagpur they started placement drive. So one of the student they got the package of 1 crore per annum. So 1 crore per annum, just imagine how much. So it is more, his 1 month salary is more than whatever your complete fees for next 4 years. So that kind of attraction is there for the engineers. If you're a good engineer, definitely you're going to get that kind of package. If you're not good, so then maybe you may not find even job also. Even you cannot find the 10,000 job. That's why you follow this instruction. What I'm going to discuss. If you're having any questions, you can ask me at the end of this session. So almost in India, we having 3,500 plus colleges are there, engineering, especially for engineering colleges. That is maybe autonomous colleges, universities, technical universities, institute like IITs, NITs, all is together. We having near about 35,000 colleges are there. This count is in 2019. So in that 35,000 colleges, almost 1.5 million. So 15 lakh students are graduating every year. Nothing but even if you're not graduating, at least 15 lakh students are getting admission into that engineering. You know how many students are completing 10 plus 2? So almost near about recently I seeing in the media. So almost some 50 lakh students are graduating in India. So he's completing the 10 plus 2. In that, some students are going for some other specialization, somebody going for medicine, somebody going for engineering. But among them, so most of the people are preferring, more than 50% of the people are preferring to go for engineering. So but what happened, so in that, so the bad scenario is there. So definitely this is an attractive discipline, everybody is looking for this. But in whatever the 15 lakh students are getting admission, in that after 4 years, whatever they're graduating, 60% of graduating students remaining unemployed. So maybe you can see in your neighbor, so you see your friends, see your seniors or maybe your relatives who's completed engineering, but still I think very few students are maybe got the job, but most of the students not got the job. Still they're searching. So why this scenario is happening? So only even in that 60%, only 20% of the students are employable. So getting job and employable are two different factors. So employable means you can go and the company is hiring on the day one, you can start working for them. That is called employable. So in that, so out of 60% is unemployable. So in that remaining 40%, only 20% students are employable in that particular field, in engineering field. And remaining 20% means in 60, 20, if you go take in 80%, so remaining 20%, what happened? So these remaining 20% also getting employment, but their employment not in their discipline. They're working in something else. So maybe they're starting their own startups or maybe something. They're working for some BPO that is not related to engineering. So something non-engineering, even non-engineering also we need people, somebody writing maybe IAS, IPS, they become administrators. So right, so these things also required. So 20% of the students, 20% of engineering students are going for other than engineering disciplines. So those people is considering as unemployable. That is not employable, but because of some other factors, because of other things, maybe they're going to get the job. So existence problems is like brain drain. So whatever the most important misconception is there for the students, that is, so engineering subject is very tough or very difficult. So it is not like that. So it's depending upon your standard, your understanding. If you understand the subject, it's very easy. So if you not understand the subject, it's very difficult. So if you not understand, obviously you will feel tension, your brain drain is happening. So for that, you need to focus. You see, in ours, almost some 400 plus students are there. So in that, hardly 193 students are there in this meeting now. So in that also, you are feeling 15 to 20 are faculty. So hardly 175 means less than 50% students are only serious about their classwork, about their academics. So remaining 50% students where? So because of them only these things are happening. Whatever I've just now told, 60% of students are not employable. These are the students who is not come for this kind of, because this is for the students. So whatever the SIP student induction program is there, design, it is developed by the AICT and implemented by the colleges like us. It is for the betterment of students. So last 2 days, the speaker, last 3 days, if I am correct. So last 3 days, speakers are telling continuously, but still students are not showing interest. So hardly 175 students are there in the today's session out of almost double students. So large percentage of unemployable but qualified. So qualified, maybe by somehow you're going to get the degree with 4 years or 5 years and 6 years. By somehow, by backlogs or by something, you can going to get your degree after 4 years, 5 years or 6 years, but you are not able to get the employment. That is the major concern for the nation, for the society, as well as for your family, and as well as for individual, for you also. So take things seriously. So how to change this? How to improvise this? So what to do? How to make a better career? So that after 4 years, you has to be go and you has to be fall in the 20% category, not under 60% category, right? And not in the position where you're not finding the job. Your intention, because you're coming here, you're getting the degree, you're joining here, you're spending your valuable time, spending money from your parents. So all these things are main intention of your parents, and yours is, so after completion of this, you need to have a better career. You need to have a better future. So that is the main intention, right? You're spending this much time, spending your money, right? So how to improvise this? So great ideas are there. Just now I told you, engineers means it's idea. Engineers means it's the creator, right? Great ideas are there. Great work is there. So great colleges. So whatever the colleges you're studying, colleges are most of the colleges are very good colleges. But only thing I told in the inauguration session also. So whatever the things are available, you need to utilize them. So things may not come to you. You can, mother also cannot give you the food until you cannot ask. You cannot go and ask. So even whatever the Almighty is created, the things it cannot come to you automatically, right? You need to go to them. So if it is there, if you want to take a water, you need to walk to the resource of the water, and you need to take the water and you need to drink it, right? You need to have efforts. You need to put the efforts. So until you put the effort, nothing will come to you. So what steps we need to be take to make things to be better? So whatever I told you previously, that you need to fall that 20% category. That 20%, inshallah, if you work well, the 20% will become 40%. Maybe that is going to be 75%. The main intention of the government is employable engineers. All the students who's getting graduating from the engineering colleges has to have employable. If you compare with other countries, even you can compare with the country like China, maybe country like Hong Kong, maybe country like Singapore, or maybe country like Malaysia. So their standards, the graduate is passing out, is better than our graduates. So why this is happening? So how to overcome these things? So steps to take, make things better. So here I want all students to be pay attention. So I'm seeing some students are leaving in between. So if you're feeling bored, let inform to the host, right? So it's interesting things are there we're going to deliver. So every session in next 5 to 7 days. So understand this. So involvement, most important things are required for anything to success. Your involvement is required. So without your involvement, you're never going to be success. Never going to change anything. Even want to change something, you need to do some efforts. Your involvement is there. Even if you want to listening this one, you need to log into the Zoom and you need to go to this link and you need to listen it. Then only you're going to get something. So without involvement, you cannot do anything. So student involvement is required. So what things you need to do in this involvement? In involvement, maybe you're having a lot of things. So what things you need to be learned in next 4 years so that you're having a better career? So gain good subject knowledge, most important thing. So whatever the subject you have, whatever the subject you're learning, so whatever the engineering discipline you are there, you're maybe mechanical engineer, you're maybe electronic engineer, you're maybe computer science, you may be computer science and artificial intelligence, machine learning, whatever the discipline is there, or maybe you're a civil engineer, whatever the discipline. So in your respective discipline, gain your subject knowledge. So this is the most important thing. So gain your subject knowledge. For that, you need to put your proper efforts. So subject knowledge may not come to you. So if the faculty is coming and delivering the lecture is not sufficient for you to gain the knowledge. So when a faculty is delivering one subject in the classroom, so that whatever the faculty is delivering the same content to every student in the classroom, whether it's online or offline. But the student performance in the exam is not same. So that is showing involvement of the student. Who is involving more in the classes, they're going to learn more. They're going to score better in the exam. They're going to get a better future. Who's not involving, they're simply coming and sitting in the class, or simply logging in the online meeting and not listening anything. I think there is no use. So your involvement is required. So when you're involving with proper efforts, then only you're going to get your subject knowledge. You see, so your universities or your colleges or your faculties are like a tree, right? In the tree you may see how much knowledge is there, how many books are hanging. So just this is a representation of your the institute. So like a lot of faculties are there, every faculty having expert in their field, in their subject. So you can utilize them, gain the subject, whatever they're delivering the subject, they're taking the classes, attend the classes regularly. So attend the classes, try to understand the subject. If you not understand, discuss with your faculty, discuss your sir who is taking the subject. If some concept you not understand. So I always tell to my students, so every day when you coming to classes, every class, whether it is online class or offline class, every day maybe you have 5 to 6 period, or maybe now in online maybe we have 4 periods. 4 to 6 periods are there, including lab as well as your theory. So in that day, when you're coming in morning 9:30, when you're going at the evening 4:40, when you're 4:30, when you're going back to your home, at least a few new things you need to learn. If you not learn any new things, then maybe your that day is wasted, because this is you're a student. So in your student, not one thing, you need to learn number of things. So in every subject you need, every day you need to have 4 subjects to 2 to 5 subjects will be there, including labs. So maybe you need to learn the subject concept, or maybe theory in the subject, or maybe experimental things, how to perform the experiment. At least something you need to learn. At least every day, minimum one new thing you need to be learn in your student life. So especially for related to the subject I'm talking. So other than subject, again, lot of things you know. When you're coming to college, newly you inducted in this course, you having a lot of new friends are there. So definitely you need to interact with the friends also. So that also I'm coming in my next points. So you need to learn at least one subject thing in every day, minimum one. So maximum, how much is possible you can have. So how much resources you have, that much you can utilize. So professional values and compatibility you need to be developed, whatever the engineer you are there. So in that profession, you need to be good. If you are a mechanical engineer, you need to become a good mechanical engineer by getting a proper mechanical subject knowledge. If you're a computer science engineer, if you're artificial intelligence machine learning student, you need to learn that professional, and you need to be compatible. So as I told you initially in first my slide, so whatever the engineering things are developed, it's not developed by the single engineer. So every engineer's involvement is there. So you as a isolated, you cannot work. As a computer science engineer, only you're working on computer programming, development of algorithms. So these things are not sufficient. When you're developing an algorithm, when you're doing installing a artificial intelligence in equipment, that equipment is not related to the computer. Maybe that is maybe medical equipment, or maybe some mechanical equipment, or maybe some civil constructional equipment. Something is there. So you need to learn interdisciplinary things also. So you need to be, as a computer science engineer, you need to compatible with the mechanical engineer, with the electronics engineer, with the civil engineer, with every engineering field. So that's why in your curriculum, if you take in next 8 semesters, so next 4 years, each year is divided into the 2 semesters. So in this 8 semester, you having a different subjects are there. So each semester you used to have some 8 to 10 subjects, including labs. Some 5 to 6 theories will be there. From 2 to 4 labs will be there. So in these labs are, some labs are related to your subject directly. If you're mechanical engineer, mechanical subject. If you're computer science engineer, computer science subject. In addition to that, you need to have some interdisciplinary subjects also maybe there. So maybe you maybe learn about basic electronics. Mechanical students can learn about basic electronics. A computer science students can learn about engineering mechanics. So these things, compatibility is required. So whatever the subject is coming to you, learn it carefully. So don't see that this is not my subjects. So normally I used to see the students who is there in their discipline, some other discipline subjects is come to them, so they will feel that this is not my subject. So just I need to pass it, that is sufficient. They will put very least effort to that subject. So that is very bad. So if you see in your seniors, so most of the students who is struggling, who is failing, who having a backlog is in this interdisciplinary subject. So normally as a mechanical head of the department in mechanical, I used to see my students normally struggling for basic electronics, BEEE, that become BEE, basic electronics and electrical engineer. Normally students are very difficultly pass. But if you say the electrical engineers or electronic engineers, the subject is very simple for them. They pass with very good marks. But mechanical students or maybe civil students are struggling in this subject. Similarly, engineering mechanics. So if you take computer science or maybe some other discipline students who's having electronic students they used to have engineering mechanics, but they used to struggle to clear the engineering mechanics. Why? Because during the semester, during the classes, they may not have much interest on that. So every subject is important. That's why you need to have compatible. Here, maybe in your image, maybe you see, so there is some steps are there. So there is completely 8 steps are there to success. So 8 steps is representing your 8 semester. So each step is representing one semester. So one semester by one semester, when you're crossing, then only you're going to get success. So above the value, whatever in image you're seeing, above the value, you have the success. So in every semester, subject knowledge and as well as a lot of other things also you need to be learn. Integrity. So your perseverance, hard work, teamwork, values, all these things you're going to learn in every semester. So 8 steps is representing 8 semester. If you cross this 8 semester well, then definitely you used to have very good success ahead after your 8 semester of this course. So what other things are there? Subject with the practical approach. Subject is not only learned compatibility, even you have to learn with the practical approach. So because now you're entering into a professional course. So this engineering, the BE course, whatever is there, it's a professional course. It's not like your intermediate, not like your SSC, your 10th standard. So there you studied some subjects, some knowledge you gain. But here, so you need to learn something for your practical use. So after 4 years, maybe you can do these applications. This will be going to useful for you, right? So you need to learn with practical approach. So cannot now, don't like just some formula is given. So maybe you having a subject, what are the subject you're studying? Some formulas are there. You learn the formulas, how to derive the formulas. You remember the formulas, and tomorrow if the question is coming, you substitute the values in the formula. You're going to get the answer, and you're going to clear the subject. Definitely, you're going to clear the subject. You're getting good marks. But if you don't know the practical usage of those things, so there is no use for you. So because in professional colleges, whatever you things are doing, you need to do the things, learn the things with practical approach. We are real-time problem solving. So whatever the subject you're learning, so that see that subject, how it will useful for you, or useful for the society, or useful for the things in future. So maybe if you're learning in artificial intelligence, so whatever the concept in artificial intelligence, how to useful. So what kind of concept are using for automobile engineering, automobiles? So what kind of things are required for a instrument used by a doctor? So these application also is very important for you. So learn the subject with practical approach and real-time problem solving. So in addition to academics, you need to active in other things also. So participate extracurriculum activities. So as a student, as a successful engineer is not sufficient for you only for academics. You need to be focused on other things also. So just give me 1 minute. Somebody has come. Just I'll restart in 1 minute. Yeah. So come back. So involvement of students, in addition to these three things, whatever we have seen previously, in addition to that, you need to have extracurriculum activities also. So in our college, we used to conduct extracurriculum activities like sports events are there in the college. We used to have a technical projects exposed will be there where we need to demonstrate the project which is developed by the students. So all these things, even you need to have some kind of passions. Maybe somebody good in the maybe painting, somebody good in drawing, somebody good in the music. So maybe you can participate in those kind of activities also. That's also required for you as a grooming of a person. So grooming as a student. So tomorrow, if you're going, your success not only depends upon your subject knowledge, even depends upon all these things also. You need to become, if you want to become a successful person, a successful engineer, only subject knowledge is not sufficient. So definitely subject knowledge is required. In addition to subject knowledge, you need to have extracurriculum activities also. So whatever the things you are making normally in our usual practice in our college, we used to have some technical events are there. So you need to participate in technical events and present your work. So whatever the work you are doing, you are learning, that maybe you can make a project kind of thing and make a demonstration in front of a lot of people who's coming and visiting to the college and want to see your product. So involving in extracurriculum activities. So and also improve your communication skills. So this is also one of the important aspects. Your subject is good, you are participating in extracurricular activities, but if you don't have a communication, it's very difficult. So what is into communication? So communication is nothing but it is not a discipline of an only discipline of engineering. So our some students are there who's having a discipline in electronics and communication. So definitely communication is one of the discipline of engineering. But actually, if you take communication, so communication is nothing but conveying our feeling, our expression to the other person, so other people's. So that is called communication. If you learn good subject, you having very good knowledge in your mind, but if you not express to the others, then those knowledge cannot be useful, right? So it has to be expressible. So that's why you need to improve your communication skills. So communication skills means normally people will think that you need to improve your English. So that's not the full communication. English only is not communication. So communication means in addition to English, you need to be express your things. So tomorrow, if you're working somewhere, or tomorrow you're doing something, so whatever the things you learn, so whatever the things programming, whatever the algorithm you learn, or whatever the designing concept you learn, so that has to be conveyed to the workers on the shop floor or to the people who's working. You're using. So if you develop an automobile, you develop a thing, say software you develop for the automobile. So if the person is cannot be useful, you're developed by a person who is using that one. If you don't know how to operate, then your product is not going to be useful. So you need to be expressive. So you need to improve your communication skills, even in the exam, whatever the things you're writing. So that also is a communication only. So means whatever the question is asking to you in exam, so that question to answer, you need to write on the answer paper. And this, whatever the answer you are writing, this has to be understood by the by the examiner who is correcting your paper. Means whatever the question is asking the exam, whatever the answer you know, that answer you are communicating to the examiner. If you're not communicating that exactly to the examiner, then obviously you're not going to get the good marks. So even writing skills, even your speaking skills, even your listening. So whatever I'm talking to you, your listening, your understanding, that also coming under communication. So right, you're understanding things. So all these things are required. You need to develop these things also. So the communication skills, expressing one to other, the feeling, whatever is there, it's orally or maybe writtenly or maybe with signs. And build your professional social network. So because now world is changing. So with only subject knowledge, with only communication is not sufficient. You need to build your professional as well as the social network. So now a lot of social networks, social platforms are there. Maybe students are active in that social platform like Facebook, Twitter, maybe Insta. So all these things are active. So that's fine. In addition to that, you need to have a professional network also. Means you need to know the people who are similar to you, who's engineers, maybe working in some IITs, or maybe the not only you cannot not only the interactive with the faculties in your college, maybe you interactive with the faculties with other colleges, other reputed colleges, your universities. So like this, you need to build your professional network. Professional as well as a social network also is required. So all these three things, six things are required to become a good engineer. So you need to follow these things, six things during in your 4 years time. So program awareness, in addition to that, you need to aware about your program. So whatever the engineering discipline you're doing. So in that engineering discipline, you need to become expert. So subject knowledge, in addition to that, so these engineering, how to useful for the society, that also you need to be know. And what useful for you after completion of this one. So program awareness is required, right? So what is meant by program awareness? Engineering courses has been in earning more than others. Just I've told you initial of my this session. So engineers are earning a very high packages compared with anybody else. Even doctors, even scientists also cannot earn this much salary or this much money as engineers are earning. So engineer means here good engineers. Not I cannot talking about each and every engineer. So engineers who is good in their subject, who's good in communicative, whose communications are good, who's having good social network, for them getting a high paying salary is not at all difficult. So engineering courses are reputed to be the most difficult of all. So maybe this myth is there. So maybe that's why I put it this word difficult is in a red. So difficult. So difficulty is depending upon your understanding. If you're not in your engineering, in your 8th semester, as I told you, near about 40 to 50 different subjects, including subjects and labs you are learning. So in that, each and every subject is not difficult. Maybe you can feel some in every semester, maybe you can feel one subject or two subjects are difficult and the remaining subjects are easy. So that you need to plan your subjects accordingly. So which is a difficult subject for them, you need to give your more attention, more time. So more interactive, more discuss with your faculty, and even not only with the faculty, even if you feel some students are good in that particular subject and you're not good, maybe you can discuss with your friends also. If you feel comfortable with your friends, you can discuss with your friends. So difficult level is come down. There is no definitely reputed as well as a difficult. People are failing. So, but this is not at all difficult. I suggesting you. It's required multidisciplinary knowledge and work experience. Work experience also required. So definitely. So how you going to get the work experience? You may tell that just I'm doing the graduation and just I'm doing a BE. How will get the work experience? That I'll tell you. So nowadays, because world is become competitive, so the huge competition is there. So in that, definitely you need to. People are expecting experience also. So placement, whatever you're getting, whatever the packages you're seeing. So most of the students having some kind of practical exposure. I cannot call it as experience. At least we can call it as exposure. So engineers that we produce are greater than actual demand. Remember this. So these things, whatever the actual engineers are required in the society, in the industry. So more than that, in the engineers we are producing in India. So for example, if you take, we having almost 60 students are there in mechanical or maybe in computer science, right? So all 60 students, maybe requirement may not be there in future. So after 4 years, when you're graduating, hardly 30 students or maybe 40 students only requirement is there, and remaining 20 students, so they may not find the placements in engineering. Then they can go for alternate other than engineering placement. They can go, or maybe they can start their own startup, or maybe they can do it whatever. So that's why you need to become competitive, and students who want to have a better career, they need to fall on the top category. So then definitely you're going to get in in a very good position, your future will be good. So process to success. So in addition to your classwork, maybe you can focus on these things also. I think this is one of the speaker in our inauguration. He also told about NPTEL. So NPTEL lectures. So this, if you're difficult to understand some concept, so difficult to understand your faculty, or sometimes maybe explanation about your faculty. If you feel that not good, then maybe you having a lot of resources are available. A lot of things are, maybe sometimes when faculty is explaining to you, some background knowledge also required. So that knowledge maybe is lacking in you. In that case, maybe you have this very good resources are there, NPTEL. So NPTEL, go and search in NPTEL, you will finding not very good lectures are there. So lectures are recorded by reputed institute like IITs, NIT professors are kept there, the recorded videos. So Indian National digital libraries are there for especially for engineering sciences, designed by AICT. So these things also is available. So excellent frontal area of engineering and technology. This is there. You having a very good infrastructure and labs are available in your colleges. Maybe in your college, maybe you utilize those one. And national scheme of apprenticeship training is there. So which is I talk to you the experience or nothing but practical exposure. So these practical exposure in your next 4 years, you're going to get through this scheme. So national scheme of apprenticeship training. So this is government of India making mandatory for most of the industries, whether it's a small scale industry or big industry or maybe government industries. So they can must give internship to the students. And this internship will be the free of cost. Even some industries is giving the internship with the paid internships, means they will pay you. So you not need to pay to the company for doing the internship, because whatever the your efforts you're keeping there. So initially, if you're going for internship for a few months, in that some companies are permitting you free of cost, and some companies will pay you for whatever the time and whatever the effort you are keeping for them. So even you are giving the paid internship for this, maybe if you are interested, maybe you can target for internship from your 3rd year or maybe 4th year. So for that, maybe you can contact the placement officer. We are having a placement officer in our college. He will help you to get a good internship. Maybe he having a session today, maybe today after my session, maybe his session also there. In that, he going to explain you all these things. So engineering students get involved in summer internship program designed by AICT. So almost AICT is making sure that almost 70%, 75% of the students will get internship now. So in 2020, almost 75% of the engineering graduate AICT is providing internship, and they're targeting to go for 100%. So even now in the class, when you're coming to be 3rd year, 4th year, inshallah, definitely you're going to get 100% internship can be provided by the AICT and by the government of India agencies. So then is coming to be your career opportunities. These things are there to focus on your next 4 years. So then coming to be career opportunities after engineering. So for an engineer, after completion of your 4 years of BE degree, so what kind of career opportunities you have? This I used to should present to my final year students, but I'm giving a glimpses. I'm not going in depth in this. So as engineer, just assume now in 2020, 2024, you're standing here. You're completed, you become an engineer. So anybody having any issues? There is some noise is coming. I request the participant please mute from your side. So engineering, lot of scopes are there. So normally most of the people are going for job, right? So after completion of 4 years, you want to have a job, definitely. So maybe in that job, maybe you having a private companies, maybe you having government companies. So private or maybe MNCs, even multinational companies are more reputed than government organizations also nowadays. If you say the Apple or Microsoft or Google or maybe Infosys, so this reputation is more than even some government organization reputation. So both private companies as well as the government company, both are reputed, both are giving you the employment. So maybe you can target any one thing. So after completion of your BTech, for especially for going for private organization, maybe you can getting your opportunities through your own campus placements in your class, in your college. So normally we used to provide the campus placement. Through that campus placement, you will get the placements. Otherwise, you can have your own search. You're having your own contacts, because I told you, as when you're increasing your social network, so definitely you have a contact with the people who's working in industry. If somebody having a requirement similar kind of you can start you can directly contact to them and directly join them. Even the companies, some companies who's coming to the campus placement, they used to have offer that recruit the students from off campus also. So directly they're contacting the students and directly they're recruiting. So to that also you can get your job. So when it's coming to be government job, so you need to have in government job also you're having a two. One is there is a competitive exam is there through GATE, called GATE, Graduate Aptitude Test for Engineer. Through GATE you can get the government job. Also sometimes some companies used to come to the campus placement. Especially government companies normally used to come for the campus placement for the reputed institutes like IITs and NITs. So normally campuses like us. So there is a very less chances are there. But in future, maybe there is a chances are there. These companies can approach to our college also to recruit our students. So nearly, if it's neighbor to us, if any company is there, if you take in DRDO, so DRDO hardly 4 to 5 kilometers away from our college. So if some requirement is there, if they want to hire some engineers, they maybe in future they may approach to our college also. Because college is near to the organization, so that they can feel the whatever the social environment, whatever the technology things are there, that maybe these students can fulfill their requirement. So they may approach. But now normally these organizations are approaching only NITs and IITs. So for this government jobs, if you want to get the government job, definitely GATE is one of the important criteria. I want all the students to prepare for the GATE from first year itself, so that in final year when you're going to write the GATE. I will talk to the GATE maybe later. So maybe, so in addition to jobs, maybe some students want to go for higher studies. So we're not maybe they were not happy with the whatever the knowledge they gained during their graduation. So they want to go for post graduation, for higher studies. So definitely that also is a good option. Students can go for higher studies. So in higher studies also we having the universities in India as well as universities in foreign. So for these two different universities, they used to have the admission process are different. So Indian universities normally, if you take IITs, NITs, for them GATE is one of the mandatory criteria. Even if you're having our state universities, then they used to have a PG set. So you need to write a PG set. If you qualify in the PG set, maybe based upon your rank, similar to your MSET, whatever the rank you got, you can get the admission into the PG courses, in post-graduation courses. So, but if you want to go for a reputed institute like NITs, IITs, or maybe some other reputed institute like BITS Pilani, all these institutes, they used to take GATE as one of the important criteria. If you qualify GATE, then only you're eligible to get admission in these institutes. So GATE is very much important factor, because for government job as well as for private jobs, you need to have GATE. That's why after this, maybe I'll spend little more time on the GATE. So at that time, I will discuss about GATE also. So if you're going for international university for higher studies, so basic requirement is there, you need to write any one of the exam. So whatever you're seeing, IELTS or maybe TOEFL or GRE or PET. So any one exam is sufficient. You not need to take all these exams. So these exams, whatever you're seeing, is nothing but a simple basic English skills. They're testing your English knowledge. They're not testing anything. They're not testing your engineering knowledge. They're testing only their English knowledge. Because whatever the university tomorrow you're going to study in outside India, most of the universities, 100% of the universities having communication in English. It's not in local language. So of course in India also we having communication in English, but India in foreign university considered India as a non-English speaking country. So even if you want to get an admission in USA or maybe Canada, or maybe if you're going for Saudi also, even if you're going for Saudi, what are the universities is come from the USA, they established their universities. So for that also, you need to have this one English skill is required. So this English skill, whatever the subject you studied in your university level English subject, so these English subjects may not be valid in front of those universities. Those universities valid, accept your degree, whatever the BE or whatever the BTech degrees you're getting from the university, this they accept, but your English skills they not accept. For them, you need to go for this any one of this exam. So actually, these exams is conducted by those government agencies only. If you, for example, if you take TOEFL, TOEFL is conducted by Cambridge University. It's in UK. So similarly, IELTS, TOEFL, GRE, PET, all these exams are conducted by those bodies, which is English as a recognized in those countries. So for that, you need to take a simple English test. This is nothing but your simple English test. If you have a good score in this simple English text, and you have a good percentage of marks in your BE, and you have a very good recommendation for your faculty. So third important thing for your admission in foreign universities is recommendation is required for your from your faculties also. That's why I telling you to all students, keep it with very good record, very good rapport with your faculty. So come to the college regularly, have good interaction with the faculty. If you're having any doubts, anything you can clarify with your faculties, then definitely they will give you the recommendations. Definitely they will give you a recommendation, and they will give you very good recommendation for you. So these three things are required if you're going for a foreign university. One is your basic degree, your BTech degree is required, your BE degree is required, your GRE, TOEFL, any one exam qualification, any one of the exam, good score is required. And in addition to that, you need to have your recommendation from your faculty. So for example, if you're graduating from whenever I taught you any subject, so definitely I am providing you a recommendation, it will be useful for you. It's not required each and every faculty, at least 3 to 5 faculties recommendation is required. So even in addition to these higher studies, maybe you need to go for some managemental studies also. So not only sometimes maybe students are very difficultly completing the BTech degree. Maybe sometimes this happens. They may not go for BTech, or maybe they want to go for, in addition to this engineering, they need to have something extra knowledge like management courses. They need to have some administration. They want to go for administration. For them, there are very good opportunities also there after BE. So you need to write a CAT exam, and they need to go for MBA in IIM. So Indian Institute of Management is one of the reputed institutes in management. Like IIT is reputed for engineering. Similarly, IIMs are reputed for the management courses, especially for MBAs. So maybe for that, maybe you need to qualify in the CAT or MAT exam. Like GATE exam for engineering, similarly CAT and MAT exams for them. Even in Hyderabad, we used to have a reputed institute, ISB, Indian School of Business, that is even more reputed than IIMs. So even students can do their management courses even from that. Even they are offering some certification courses for the graduating students also. So inshallah, if anything is there, maybe we can try for that. And whatever the certification courses for 1 month, 2 month certification courses, normally ISB offering to the engineering students who is graduating engineering from under JNTU or under Usmania University. So if it is there, maybe we will try to make for you. So in addition to that, maybe you can opt for your career for civil services like IAS, IPS. So if you see in IAS, IPS results, so almost 50% of the successful people from the civils, that is from IAS, IPS, now last 3-4 years trend I'm observing, 50% of the peoples are from engineering background. So engineering graduates are going to get selected in IAS and IPS. So previously the trend was not there, but now trend little bit changes because the whatever the things I told you, 60% of 80% of students are unemployable. So some students are, in addition to engineering, they need to focus on administration. So those kind of students are going here. So this is also one of the good career for you. Even students who start getting for IPS or IAS, they start preparing their subject from now onwards. So for civils, to crack the civils, these 4 years efforts, in addition to your engineering, you need to focus in your general awareness, general studies. So general things, if you focus properly, you can learn each and everything in your life, whatever is coming across. Then for you, it's very simple to crack your civils exam and get to become an IAS officer or maybe IPS officer. Only requirement is your efforts are required. Your career planning is required. So please plan it properly. So in addition to these things, you having one more option after engineering. You can start your own startup. You start your own entrepreneur. You become an entrepreneur. You can start your own business. So because I'm director for innovation and incubation center in the college. So my responsibility is, if some students are interested to create a business, become an entrepreneur, want to create a company, so we will support to you. So whatever the things are required, we definitely we are going to support to you. So if you have this also one of the good opportunity for you after your engineering, not during engineering. I'm not suggesting you to do during engineering, but you need to have refine your idea. So discuss with us, try to do whatever the improvisation is there in your idea. And then when you're completing your BTech, then you can go and start your startup. Instead of going for jobs, instead of going for higher studies, you directly go and start your own company after your 4 years. So normally in this pandemic situation, I think this entrepreneurship or nothing but own business is one of the best opportunity. So this opportunity you cannot get even after engineering, even if you want to go for after your higher studies. So after you are starting your own startup, if you feel that somewhere something is required, you can go for higher study. Even after getting your higher studies, you are getting BTech. After that, you're going for higher studies in maybe foreign university or maybe in some reputed institute, IITs or NITs. After going for masters also, after completion of your PGI also, this is one of the option is there for you to own business. So anytime you can start it. Even after starting your business, or 2-3 years you spend in your business, then also if you want to have special knowledge, you need to go back to the college, come back to the college and learn special skills in the form of post graduation, in the form of MTech or maybe MBA. So that will be useful for your business. So not only this one. So after engineering, if you get job and you can spend some 2 to 5 years time and get back and you can start your own company. That also can be a good. That also can be a good option. So in engineering, you're learning a theoretical things. In job, you're doing some practical things. So cumulating of this one, so blending of these two will give you very good idea about a startup. So which things are required and how to run an industry. So that those things will be useful for you in the startup. So for starting becoming an entrepreneur to starting a startup, nothing is late. In any age you can start. So after graduation you can start, after PG you can start, even after working job in some years, and after that also you can start your own startup. So think about it. It's a good opportunity for you. So if any suggestions are required in this or any support is required, definitely we are available as a director of incubation cell. Definitely whatever the possible way, by me or my team, definitely they will support you to make one startup or one company after your 4 years. So in this, maybe you see for government jobs as well as for government masters in reputed institute. So you need to have a GATE, one of the important criteria. Just I will put one slide on the GATE. So GATE is nothing but graduate aptitude test for engineers. So this will be, you can write this, eligible to write this exam in third year or fourth year. So normally notification will come in August and September every year. So this year September already notification is over. Students who are in final year already applied for the GATE. Now they are preparing for the GATE. So normally GATE exam is computer based test like your MSET exam, similar kind of thing. So normally this exam used to conduct in February 1st and 2nd weekends. So Saturday, Sunday, every February 1st Saturday, Sunday, and as well as 2nd Saturday, Sunday. So because of the pandemic situation, number of the students in the one slot is decreased. That's why in addition to Saturday, Sunday, they used to conduct in Friday also this coming year. In 2021, February, first Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they are going to conduct the GATE exam. So this GATE exam is computer based exam. Normally this exam is conducted by the IITs, Indian Institute of Technology used to conduct this exam. So students will, if you prepare your subjects in these 4 years, so whatever the subject you're learning in this 4 year, the same subject only going to ask you in your GATE exam. So I suggest all the students who want to have a better career, better future, prepare GATE exam from now onwards. Even I am cautioning you. So after 4 years, 2020, so 2024, maybe chances are there government going to make it a mandatory for you to get a degree. So you know that for MBBS, if you want to get an MBBS degree, they used to write an exit exam, right? Like NEET exit exam is there. They need to write an exit exam. If they qualify in exit exam, then only they're going to get their MBBS degree. Similarly, for you, you want to get a BE degree. So definitely you're going to qualify. So in the GATE exam, that possibilities are there. So this year it is not there. Maybe next year also it may not come. But after 2 years or 3 years, maybe these things may come in your engineering, because you see government moves. So government kids cannot listening anybody, right? Farmers, they're creating some geos that may be useful or not useful. I don't want to go in the debate, but they're making for something. If they feel that something is good, they're making. Similarly, this GATE also they may going to make mandatory in future. So please prepare. All the students, I'm suggesting you prepare for the GATE.
Yesterday also
I'm getting
220.
some disturbance. Please mute from your side. So this what is the advantages of qualifying the GATE? It's open the job opportunities in central government as well as public sector units. So one of the mostly I recommending GATE to the students, especially for this purpose. So you need to get a good job in a government organization where you're getting very good salaries. So in addition to that, maybe you're eligible for higher studies. If you want to go for MTech or ME in NITs or IITs like reputed institute, you can get. And if you're getting through GATE, so through GATE, if you're getting any college, if you're getting admission through GATE, you're eligible to get a monthly stipend of 12,600 now. In 2019, so the stipend is 12,600. In 2020, maybe there is a possibilities are there government can increase. So this is going to be increased by 15,000. There is a discussion is going on because still MTech and ME classes. So ME start admissions are not conducted. So not start admissions are not done. Once admission is over, so then maybe they're going to increase this fellowship. But I'm sure that when you're going for in joining in MTech, that definitely this 12,600, there is a possibilities are they going to be 15,000, or maybe even possibilities are there they're going to be 20,000 also. So even if you're doing masters, MTech or ME in reputed institute, you're going to get a stipend of 50,000 plus when you're going to be getting 2024. So that's why you prepare well. So this score, this whatever the GATE score is valid for 3 years. So this is not only valid in India, even valid for outside India also, especially Asian countries like United UAE, United Arab Emirates, Singapore, Mauritius, Ethiopia, and also other SAARC countries like maybe you can say the Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, all these countries also. This score is valid. So there's also you can get the admissions in masters using GATE score. So innovation and incubation, this is you become part of this one. So promote innovations when you're doing your BTech. When you're thinking about practical approach, then there were definitely innovations is come into picture. So promote innovation in area that is directly relevant to your engineering field. So start thinking something new. What are the problem you're facing? Try to give the solution. So develop innovative mindset in your and consult you and also consult your faculty. So if you want to face any kind of things, any kind of disturbance, if you find in your subject, maybe you can contact with your faculties too. So coming to be coordination, action between the academic and industry, you need to have interactive with the industries also. Utilize laboratories and research facilities, whatever the present in your institute, to have outcome-based research funding. Normally in our college, we're having some student bodies are there, like ISRE is there, like IEEE is there, and also very soon we're going to have few more student bodies are there. So these student bodies are used to give a funding to the student projects, especially the project whatever you're doing in your third year, in your fourth year. So these bodies like ISRE, like IEEE, as well as SAE, so and also a lot of other ASME, American Society for Mechanical Engineer, all these societies are there. They used to sponsor your projects. They need to give a funding. They need to give the money to do some kind of good project, which having some good output or good research ideas are there. So those things they're encouraging. So these are the few engineering innovations. Maybe so automobile, because I am running out of time, so I'm just rushing up this one. So maybe you can see last 20 years, last 150 to 100 years, there is a lot of development is happening in automobile. So now also a lot of changes are coming in automobile. Good scope is there for in this automobile. Similarly for biomechanical, whatever the implants we having in our bodies and whatever the equipment the doctors are using, all coming under biomechanical. A lot of scope is there. So energy utilization, so energy crisis are expecting to come very soon. So overcome to that, we need to have lot of ideas are there. We need to tap the power which is coming from natural resources like sun, wind, tidal, whatever the things are there. And also now the human is the mind is very much improved. They created their own land in the oceans. So maybe you can see, so man-made lands, man-made island, maybe you can see in this picture. This is the Palm Island. Maybe you know in Dubai. Dubai has recently means almost 10 years back, they created one artificial island into to their, I think, northern coast. So this is the new innovations of engineers. So rover on Mars. So maybe human is sending the things to the other planets. So now not only in Earth, the man is exploring into other planets like Moon, Mars, and other things. And artificial intelligence. Now you see you're attending your classes from your home, from your mobile phones. So all these things are new innovations. In this, lot of things, still a lot of things has to be developed. So you can do a lot of things in this. Maybe think about these things. So start, once your ideas are good, maybe you can think about your startup. So new innovative ideas, or maybe whatever the projects you're doing, convert them into an ideas. Risk taking abilities are required. So definitely, if you want to start your own startup, you need to think about more effectively, and you need to take the risk. Starting a new organization, definitely it's a risk. So accepting the challenges. So hard work and patience is required. So your dedication, your commitment, your hard work, and your patience also is required to start a startup. So invest your time. So money is secondary. First investment is required is time. You invest your time. So time is very important. So money you can lose and you can earn, but once time is gone, you cannot get the time. So whatever the time you are investing, whatever the time you are spending now while listening my this session, definitely this is an investment from your side. If you're not getting if you're not putting proper attention, so this investment is simply going waste. You means you're spending your time in some unwanted things. So means your investment, whatever the your important resource are there, that resource you're wasting. So utilize your time very effectively. So family support also is required. If you definitely with your parents and you with your elder brothers or with your elder cousins, maybe you come to this college. So with this, just this is my last slide. So this is one of the startup which is government normally supporting. So in Chandrayaan 1, which is I was part of this Chandrayaan 1 mission. This was launched in 2008. Where at that time I was working in ISRO. So in this, government also supporting to the startup. If you're having some good ideas, definitely government is giving the funding, and government is supporting to start your own startups also. So coming with this, just I'm completing my this session. I think I'm taking more time. I think if time is permits, I can take the question answers. If not there, maybe I'll take your question answer after completion of all the sessions. So all the best, and I wish you very good success in this next 4 years. Thereby you can get very good future after this. So because this is a graduation, this is making your future. If this graduation is good, if you learn properly, definitely inshallah your complete your future, your complete 40 years of life is going to be fruitful. So as our chief guest has told on the inauguration, so these 4 years you can effectively utilize and do it properly. So I'm available on social media also. So because I told you social network also important. So normally whatever I'm told to you in this last 1 hour, so all these things I'm also following. So I'm not telling which is I'm not follow. So I'm telling only those things which I am following. So if you, I feel that I'm get a little bit, I'm not getting a very great success, but in my life maybe I got some little success are there. So if you also do, definitely you're going to get success. Whatever the things, if you follow whatever I told you, as well as other speakers has told you in last few days, and as well as in future days, whatever the speakers are going to tell you, all these things you can listen, and definitely you're going to get success and going to be a good engineer as well as a good person. So this is my social YouTube channel. So Professor SMH. So here my most of the I keep a lot of videos on this. I suggest all the students of first year, please register this you in your YouTube, and you maybe subscribe this channel so that you can get lot of information videos. I'm also on there in the Facebook. This is my Facebook account, and also I'm there in the Twitter. Recently I come on the Twitter and as well as Instagram. So even if you want to have some interaction on the Twitter and Instagram, maybe in future I'm going to have interaction there also. But as a